We continue now at the top of Daf Kuf Nun Gimel Amud Beis in Meseches Bava Basra. This is Bava Basra Daf 153b. On the previous Amud, the Gemara had a case of a matna shchimera, but it wasn't written in the document that the person actually died of the illness. We know that the person died, but we're not sure if he recovered and then died, or did he die of the illness. If the case was that he actually recovered from the illness and died of something else, so then that matna shchimera would be revoked. But if he died from the illness, then the matna shchimera would be effective, and the recipient would receive the gift. And so the question is, how to rule in this case? And the Gemara says, Amar Rabba, Rabba says, Hare Meis, the person has died, we know that much, Vare Kivro Mochiach Olav, and his grave is evidence, he most likely did die from the illness, and therefore we say the recipient gets the gift. And the Rashbam explains, Amar Rabba, Hare Anu Roin Shumes, we see that he died, Ubasar Hashto Azlinan, and Rabba is saying that we follow the Chazaka right now, we follow the situation as it is in front of us, Ve'emadnu al Cheskas Misa, so therefore we say he has this Chazaka, this presumption that he died, V'yesh Lanu Lomar Shemitocho, so Holy Mace, we should assume that he died from that illness, V'kona HaMekabel Maton, and therefore the recipient should be able to acquire the gift. That's the opinion of Rabba, and the Gemara continues, Amar Le Abaya, Abaya said back to Rabba Hashta now, Umasafina, if it's true by a ship, Sheruban La'abed, that most of the people in a ship, they are going to be lost if that ship goes down. And we say, Nosnan Alei and Chumrei Chayim v'Chumrei Mesim. We say that we have to apply all stringencies to them. They might be alive, they might have died, so we apply Chumras in every direction. So Cholin, so when it comes to people who are ill, Sherov Cholin L'Chayim, most people who are ill actually do survive, they live through it. So Lo Kol Shekain, so certainly we should assume that maybe the person recovered. Why are we saying that the recipient gets the gift? We should say that maybe he did recover from the illness. And the Rashbam explains, Hashta now, Umas Vinos Hatovos B'yam, if you have a ship that sinks at sea, Sheruban Le'avid, most people who are on that ship are going to be lost. V'afilu hachi, nevertheless, the halach is Nosnan Olav Chumrei Chayim v'Chumrei Mesim. We have to apply the stringencies as if the people were alive and as if they were dead. K'nitanan meperakol aget, that's what it says in the Mishnah in Gittin. Avalir shekav shecharkom usfina she'avda bayam, a case of a ship that is lost at sea. Nosnan Olav Chumrei Chayim v'Chumrei Mesim. That's the halach. We apply all these stringencies. Bas Kohen li Yisrael. Let's say you have a daughter of a Kohen married to Yisrael. Bas Yisrael a Kohen, or the reverse. Shtein ein ochlos b'truma. You apply all chumras in these cases, and you assume in both cases that they're not allowed to eat truma. And the Rashbam continues, cholim, when it comes to those who are ill, sharov cholim l'chayim, most people who are ill, they live, k'ditanan, as the Mishnah in Gittin says, hamevi get memedinas hayam v'nicho zakein o chola. Let's say a person delivers a get from far away, and he leaves the person, he's elderly, he's sick, nosnan la b'chezkas shukayim, the get can be given with the presumption that the husband is still alive. Lo kol shekein denemo amad v'chazar bo, so we should say the same thing over here. Certainly the person recovered, and therefore the gift that was given should be revoked. Umiu, now nevertheless, Rabba lo hadar bey, Rabba did not retract his ruling. Rabba again ruled that the person has died, and therefore we assume that he did die from the illness, and Rabba does not retract. V'kaimulam kivasi, the Rashbam says we actually hold like Rabba, Tishmaite Rabbi Nosson Azla, because that the Rabba's ruling follows the opinion of Rabbi Nosson, the kaimulam kivasi, we follow Rabbi Nosson in general, Kedamin and Balma, Rabbi Nosson dainu v'nochis lo'umka dedina, that Rabbi Nosson was a judge, and he descended to the depths of the halacha, and therefore we do paskin like Rabba. And the Gemara continues, Amar Rav Huna Bereider Rav Yoshua, Rav Huna the son of Rav Yoshua says, Kiman Ozla Hashmaita de Rabba, who is Rabba following, like the Rashbam just mentioned, Rabbi Nosson, Rabba is following the opinion of Rabbi Nosson. Tanya, as we learned in a Braisa, Mi Motzi Miyad Mi, who's the one that takes from whom? Who Motzi Miyadein below Raya, he can take from them without having to bring evidence. Vehein Ein Motzi and Miyado Ela Baraya, but they can only take from him only if they have evidence. Divrei Rabbi Yaakov, that's the opinion of Rabbi Yaakov. Rabbi Nosson Omer, Rabbi Nosson says, Imbarihu, if he's healthy, Olav Lahaviraya Shaya Shchimera, he has to bring evidence that he was a Shchimera, that he was on his deathbed, meaning if he's currently healthy, he has to bring evidence that before he was a Shchimera, and Im Shchimerahu, and if he's a Shchimera, so then we assume he was a Shchimera before as well, Alein Lahaviraya Shebari Haya, so they have to bring a proof that he was healthy, meaning Rabbi Nosson here is following Hashta, he's following what's happening, the Chazaka of right now, and that's what Rabba said as well. Rabba said, Hare Meis, Hare Kivram, Mochiach Olav, that we follow the presumption right now that he did die from the illness, and Rabbi Nosson as well is saying we follow whatever status he has right now. And the Rashbam explains the context of the Brisa, mi motzi miyad mi, who takes from whom, meaning matana shein kasabol, let's say you have a gift and it's not clear, it's not written there, lo loshan matnas bari v'lo loshan matnas shchimera. There's no particular language indicating the person was healthy at the time, no particular language indicating the person was a shchimera at the time, kimas nisan, just like the case of our Mishnah, ze omer bari hayisa v'ze omer shchimera hayisi. They're arguing, the recipient says you were healthy, therefore it's irrevocable, I can receive the gift. The person who gave the gift, he says I was a shchimera, and therefore I can revoke the gift if I recovered from the illness. And so again, this is a machlokas in the Brisa between Rabbi Yaakov and Rabbi Nosson. And Rabbi Yaakov says, "Who motzi miyadei," and he takes from them, meaning v'nosein omid b'nechasav. What that means to say is that the person who is the giver, he's the one that gets to keep his property. He can say that he was a shchimera, and therefore he can revoke. V'zocha, and he can be zoch in the property. Dehamin nechasam al cheskasan. We say the property should stay where it is. V'yad bal hashtar shabol etzvon nechasav shel zeh ala tachtona. The person coming with a shtar, trying to receive the gift, trying to get the property, he has the lower hand. The lo azlinan basar hashta. We don't follow the status right now, Kidi Abaya, the Rov Cholim L'chaim, we follow Abaya, Rov Cholim L'chaim, that most people who are ill are going to recover, the Ikol Meimar the Hadar Bey, meaning we can say that the person retracted, and that's the idea over here as well. The person is healthy right now, but according to Rabbi Yaakov, he's healthy right now because he recovered. We can assume since he's the one that has the property in his possession, when he actually gave the gift, he was a shchimera, he's able to retract on the gift, and therefore he keeps it. V'heim ein motziin miyadav. They can't take from him. Elim kein meviin raya be'edim shabari haya, unless they bring evidence with witnesses that at the time he gave the gift he was healthy, in which case it's irrevocable. But otherwise, without evidence, they can't take. That's the opinion of Rabbi Yaakov. However, Rabbi Nosson said, Im barihu b'shas hamod bedin. If at the moment where they're now in court, he's a healthy person at that time, so then he has to bring proof that he was sick at the time he gave the gift. The Azlinan Basar Hashta, meaning again, Rabbi Nosson is following the status of the person right now, and that follows along the same lines of reasoning as Rabbah above. And the Gemara continues, Amar Rabbi Lazar says, Ulatuma kemachlokas, by Tumah also, the same machlokas that is between Rabbi Yaakov and Rabbi Nosson in the above Brisa will apply by Tumah as well. To Tanan, because we learned in a Mishnah, Bika, when it comes to an open area of fields, so the halacha is b'yamos hachama in the summertime, rishos hayachid l'shabbos or rishos harabim l'tumah. It's considered to be, that area is considered to be a rishos hayachid in terms of hilchas Shabbos, but in terms of hilchas tumah, it's considered to be a rishos harabim because in the summertime, a lot of people would walk in those fields, and b'yamos hagashamim in the rainy season, in the wintertime, rishos hayachid l'kan u'l'kan. Then it's considered rishos hayachid not only for hilchas Shabbos, but it's considered to be a rishos hayachid even with regards to tumah. And so the question is, what would happen if you have a situation where you don't know if it happened in the Yemos HaCham or the Yemos HaGashamim? Rabbi Lazar is saying it's the same machlokas between Rabbi Yaakov and Rabbi Nosson. And the Rashbam explains, Rabbi Lazar linyan Tumah, the Kaimel on Safek Tumah, Brishas HaYachid, Sveiko Tami. There's a general rule, anytime you have a doubt with regards to Tumah, if you're in a private domain, if you're in Rishas HaYachid, we're strict, we say Tameh. Over Rishas HaRabim, Sveiko Tar, but if it happens in Rishas HaRabim, the general rule is we're lenient and we say it's Tar, it's pure. The Kaimel on Nami, Debika, Yemos HaCham, Rishas HaRabim, L'Tumah, of Yemos HaGashamim, Rishas HaYachid, L'Tumah Kedetanan. But when it comes to this open area of fields, the Bika, so we say in the summertime it's considered a Rishas HaRabim when it comes to Tumah, and we say in the Yemos HaGashamim in the rainy season it's considered a Rishas HaYachid. It depends on the time. And so he says, Kimachlokas, it's going to be the same machlokas can apply by Tumah. Ki hechi denechlik or Rabbi Yaakov, Rabbi Nosson b'matana stam, just like Rabbi Yaakov and Rabbi Nosson, they argue when it comes to a gift. Iyazlin on basar hashto, basar cheskas nechasim. Do we follow the status right now, or do we follow the status of where the property actually is? Again, you have a situation where the person is claiming he was a shchimera when he gave the gift. So he has the cheskas nechasim, he has the property. So do we follow that and we say that the person who gave the gift should be able to keep the property? Or do we say right now he's healthy and therefore we follow the chazaka that he has right now that he's healthy and he gave the gift when he was healthy, so he can't retract on the gift. So just like we have that machlokas, Rabbi Yaakov and Rabbi Nosson by this gift, hachanami ifliku gabe tumah, they're going to have the same machlokas by tumah. Shimba adam lebezin v'nishal al shenichnas lebik. If somebody comes to court and he is asking this question because he entered into this open area of fields, he doesn't know when he went into the field. Did he go into the field in the summer season and therefore he's pure? Or was it the rainy season and he's tamei? So we have to see. If when he's asking the question it's the summertime, so then we say he's pure because we follow the chazaka right now, according to Rabbi Nassan. And if right now when he's asking the question, it's the rainy season, we say tamei. The Basar Hashtaz Linum, because Rabbi Nassan would follow the chazaka right now. Well, the Rabbi Yaakov, but Rabbi Yaakov would say no. The Azal Basar Chazaka, he says you follow the chazaka of the property. So in this case, Hamei Tor al Cheskaso, we would follow the person. We assume always that he's pure. He has a presumption that he's tahor. He's going to be pure unless witnesses come and say that this happened during the rainy season. And the Gemara continues, Amar Rava says, Lo shanu ela shelo avru olav yemos hageshamim. When we make this distinction in terms of the bika, whether it's considered Rishos HaYachid or Rishos HaRavim, that's only if it hasn't yet been the yemos hageshamim, if it hasn't yet been a rainy season. Aval avru olav yemos hageshamim. But once the time passes of a rainy season, Rishos HaYachid lakan ulakan, then it's actually considered to be Rishos HaYachid. It doesn't matter whether it's the rainy season or if it's the summer season. And the Rashbam explains, Amar Rava lo shanu milsa ba'pei nafshei. This is Rav is making his own statement. Now, if you're going to say that what Rav is saying here is relevant to what Rebbe Lazar said above, that's a mistake. To Bava Basra, because Rav was a later Amora, you don't have to try to fit in the words of Rebbe Lazar with the explanation of Rav. There's no need to fit these two statements in. Rava, in any case, says as follows: Lo shanu de bika b'yamos hachamim rishos haram l'tumah. This idea that we say that a bika in the summer season is considered to be a rishos harabim when it comes to tumah because people pass through the area, that's only true. Ela shelo avru al bika zu yamos hageshamim mishe gadrua. That's only if there was not a rainy season at all from the time that they fenced in this area, this bika. Aval avru ala yamos hageshamim. But once they fenced it in, and there was one rainy season when it was fenced in, sulo paka mina shem rishos hayachid. At that point, it's called the Rishos HaYachid, and it's now called the Rishos HaYachid forever, according to Rava. Even when the summer season comes, it still retains its status of a Rishos HaYachid. It's always going to be Rishos HaYachid. Usvara mal yasi, either this is because of logic, or chumra de Rabbanan, or it might be a stringency of the Rabbanan. And the Gemara continues at the two dots. The Mishnah said, "V'chachamim omrim." The Chachamim say, with regards to a case where the person who gave the gift, it's unclear whether he was a shchiv meira or a bari at that time. The Chachamim say, "Hamotzi mechaveru olav haraya." Those who are trying to take the property from the person with possession, they have to bring the evidence. And we will continue with this discussion in the next video on Daf Kuf Nun Dalid Amud Aleph.